Have you ever dreamed about replicating yourself and providing customer service while you're actually in bed, sound asleep? Here's your chance at it. I'll demonstrate this. This is a prototype I have built using Eleventy Labs. The way it works is you click on the Start a Call button here.
Welcome. I want to support you. Please share about your challenges and problems.
My cat didn't look at me while I was feeding her today.
It sounds like you're feeling a little hurt that your cat didn't acknowledge you while you were feeding her. Cats can be quite independent, and sometimes their behavior can be a bit confusing. It's possible she was simply focused on her food, or maybe she was feeling a bit under the weather. Have you noticed any other changes in her behavior? Would you like to explore some possible reasons for her behavior? Or perhaps talk about how you're feeling about it?
Let's talk how I'm feeling about it.
It's understandable that you're feeling a bit hurt. Cats are often seen as affectionate companions, and it can be disheartening when they seem to withdraw or ignore us, especially when we're trying to show them love. It's natural to want to feel appreciated, and it's okay to feel disappointed when that doesn't happen. Can you tell me more about how you're feeling? What thoughts or feelings are coming up for you?
I'm feeling hurt and rejected. Actually, yes, rejected is, I think, the strongest feeling here.
It's okay to feel hurt and rejected. Those are very valid feelings, and it's important to acknowledge them. It's easy to project our own human emotions onto our pets, and sometimes we can take their actions personally, even if they're not intended that way. It's a bit like a child who doesn't understand why their parent is upset when they spill their milk. The cat is simply acting on instinct, but we can still feel the sting of rejection. Would you like to explore those feelings a bit more, or perhaps try to reframe the situation in a more positive light?
Let's try to reframe the situation. What are your suggestions?
That's a great idea. Reframing the situation can help us shift our perspective and find a more peaceful place. Here are a few suggestions. Focus on the positive. Remember all the times your cat has shown you affection. Perhaps she purrs when you pet her, rubs against your legs, or even just enjoys your company. Focus on those moments of connection and appreciate the love she does give you. Consider her perspective. Cats are creatures of habit and routine. Maybe she was simply preoccupied with her food, or perhaps she was feeling a bit stressed or anxious. Try to see the situation from her point of view and understand that her actions might not be a reflection of her feelings for you. Practice gratitude. Instead of dwelling on the rejection, focus on the fact that you have a loving companion in your life. Be grateful for her presence and the joy she brings you. Remember, your feelings are valid, but you have the power to choose how you respond to them. By reframing the situation and focusing on the positive, you can find a sense of peace and appreciation for your furry friend. Would you like to try any of these techniques, or perhaps explore other ways to reframe the situation?
Thank you. I feel better already.
I'm so glad to hear that. It's wonderful that you were able to find a more peaceful perspective. Sometimes just acknowledging our feelings and shifting our focus can make a big difference. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about today, or are you feeling ready to move on?
Ready to move on. So, as you see, this is a very useful tool which can be quickly developed, and I'm going to show you in which way or how you could do that. First step is to get an eleventy-labs.io account. I'm going to link this for you in the show notes. And then you go on voices and you create or clone a new voice, add a new voice. And here you select instant voice clone. Then give yourself a name. For example, my name is Max, so you could give yourself a name Max. Then you would click on record audio and then just speak into this, or click here. Ensure that the microphone is allowed to be used, and then you just record audio samples. Note that it will only go up to 30 seconds, but you can record multiple audio samples. I believe they recommend up to 5 minutes, so that would be 10 audio samples with each of a half minute. You can describe the voice if you want. Need to check this box, click on Add Voice, go Process, and then it will create this new voice here. In this case, I'm going to delete it because I already have my voice here.
So long as a person is capable of self-renewal, they are a living being.
So as you see, that's the first step. We created and cloned our own voice, which will then be able to answer queries. So in order to create such an agent as the one which you have seen on my page here in the bottom, we go to Agents, then we click Create an AI Agent. Example. Okay. This is support agent. Create the agent. Need to select a template. In this case, we can select the blank template, for example. Create the agent. And here we are able to select the agent language. So for example, in this case, I leave English on, but as you see, there's quite a lot of variety to choose from. We could do German, French, and so on agent. Then we set up a first message. Thank you for... So in this case, I set up a first helpful message. Then in the system prompt, we explain what we wanted to do. For example, in my case, for the emotional support agent, I had this prompt. In this particular case, for example, there's certain tools which I know. There's an LLM you can select. In this case, you can choose what you think is useful, either Gemini or GPT-4 Turbo. You can experiment with different of these LLMs. And there's one more important thing, which I'm going in this video here, which is the knowledge base. Here you can add items. Either this can be text or you can add URLs. Let's say, for example, this blog post is relevant and you want the tool to include the knowledge, which is in here specifically. So you can copy this link and paste it in here and add the item. And then the agent will ingest this web page as knowledge, but you can also add PDFs, text documents, docx, HTML, or even books, EPUB. Recommend to save. And then next you go into voice, and here you select your own voice. In my case, it's Max, and I also increase the output quality. There's a way for adding pronunciation dictionaries if you pronounce certain words, special words in a certain way. Some other settings which are more advanced. And then finally, when we click on this widget tab here, we are able to copy a widget, which is this HTML code, which we can embed on our homepage, either us ourselves or a person who is taking care of your homepage can embed this. This is quite easy. Here you can also set up certain colors and other things, like whether you want it compact, full, or an expanded thing. Chat with AI. It's I personally like the default. You could also set up an image, for example. You could provide your own avatar, like a head of yourself. For example, here's how it looks with my avatar, an image. And then click Save. and then just using this little template, you can copy and paste it into the HTML. For example, here it's this template. I immediately posted it after the body tag, and then here's the result.
Thank you for being interested in my coaching business. How may I help you today?
Please run the emotional processing tool with me.
I'd be happy to run through the emotional processing tool with you. To get started, can you tell me about the situation that is upsetting you? I'll guide you through each step of the process, and we can work together to understand your emotions and needs. Remember, this is a safe space to be honest and vulnerable. Take your time and let's see what we can discover together.
Today, my cat didn't look at me while I was feeding her. That hurt me deeply.
It's understandable that you'd feel hurt by that. Cats can be mysterious creatures, and it can be hard to decipher their moods. Let's work through the emotional processing tool to help you understand and process these feelings. First, can you tell me more about the situation? Was there anything else that happened that day, or was this the only thing that upset you?
So as you see, this is a very cool way to get a conversation started with yourself if you clone your own voice, or with customers, and really works rather well. And people feel much more connected to you and your business when you install such an AI chat. One limitation I did notice was that after a certain time period, this will cut out, probably because it's still a beta or a trial feature. Please share your own experiences. And also, if you find this useful and have a friend who is in need of this, please feel free to share, or even reach out to me if you're not sure how to implement this yourself. I'm offering a service to get this done for you. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.